Welcome to the Undone Club.
A pod for when you just can't get your shit together.
Hello everybody, welcome to the second episode of the Undone Club.
Welcome to the second episode. I'm Faith.
I'm Casey. We are your hosts.
And welcome to episode 2. This episode is dedicated to all but ADHD.
Yeah, the ADHD app.
Woo! Our journeys and yes. All right, step
We're
1.
shy. We're still shy.
Let us warm up.
Let us warm up. Let us get it out. Let us get yapping. Before we get into the content of the episode, how's your week been?
It's Monday, so
Not much has gone wrong on the first day.
No. I've actually had quite a busy day. So this is a nice vibe. We're in Casey's lounge room.
Yeah.
We're on her really nice, amazing, comfy couch with a little, I can't say the word chocolate.
Charcuterie.
I've always just seen it written. I'm like, how do I say that? And I've always been too scared. That was my first attempt.
Well, now you know. It's charcuterie board.
Charcuterie board. Oh.
Was that what you put in your story the other week that you couldn't say it? Oh no, I feel like I'm not going to be able to say it now.
No, that was
Anonymity. Why can't I say it now?
Anonymity.
Anonymity. I was gaslighting myself.
You got it right.
But yeah, we've got a charcuterie board with us, so it's quite nice. Good vibe. Back to your day. How's your
My
day?
day. Yes, I had work, went for a little run, and we're here. How about you? How's your day, Casey?
I've had the most chill day ever. Really doing a whole lot of nothing.
That sounds
I had my
good.
first Yochi today. It's a new one that's popped up, so
Yeah.
very excited about
Hell
it.
yeah.
It slapped.
What was your choice of yogurt and toppings?
I got vanilla and I think it's butterscotch.
Oh.
I don't know. There's something like caramelly.
Is that the flavour or the thing that you put on it?
No, the flavour of the actual frozen yogurt.
Yum.
Then I got some strawberries.
Yep. Oh.
A couple M&Ms. There was like this biscuity crumb thing and some
Oh.
warm Nutella.
Oh, warm
Yeah.
Nutella. That sounds great.
Yeah, because it's like melty, so it goes over really nice.
Did you see that TikTok about
did.
that guy who took the girl out on a date and she bought that massive Yochi and he was pissed off?
Honestly, that would be me if I was single
too.
and going on dates, because
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah, girls got to eat.
Girls
and
gotta eat.
If you're going to judge it, then bye.
I'm gonna get my money's worth.
Yeah, me as well.
But yeah.
Come on. Love
Slayed.
it. What
Loved
would you rate it?
Oh, solid 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
Yeah,
Why not 10 out of 10?
because it's so expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got to go. It just, I feel like I was a teenager when Froyo was all the craze and then it just died off real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's back
It is.
and I'm here for it.
But yeah, it's so expensive and it adds up so quick.
Oh.
I love to put strawberries in things, but they are heavy and,
Yeah.
I could get yummier things for my money.
Oh, they weigh it and that's how much it costs.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like weighed per gram or something.
Well, that's rough.
Yeah.
That's mean.
I know. It's a wake-up call in this economy.
Oh, cost of living crisis and Yochi pops up.
Seriously, what's a girl to do?
Oh.
But anyway, that was kind of the highlight of my day. That's really all I've done.
That's a great day, I
Now we're
think.
here. All right, well, as always, recommendations.
Okay, my recommendation, I have not been able to stop reading Akatar. I'm on book 2. I can't do anything. I can't sleep. I'm up all night. No, that's a lie. I fall asleep very quick reading it because I'm like, when you're just hooked and then you
Yup.
just, I don't know.
You get your eyes start to burn.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
That's a great recommendation.
Yeah, it's really good because I'm not scrolling on my phone. I'm reading, which is I'm still enthralled in something. But yeah, it is nice. And
Probably better for your brain.
It's probably better for my brain. And I feel like I felt bad for reading fiction because I feel like there's a big, self-help book kind of vibe. And I was really trying hard to do that. And I do like self-help books, but you have to think so hard before bed and then you're kind of feeling guilty about how unproductive you are in your life.
Literally. It makes me feel worse sometimes because I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
What's the point?
What's the point? And it's a lot of big brain energy right before bed. So anyway, Akatar, thank you for all of your recos.
Honestly, it took me so long. My friends were telling me to get on it for so long. But yeah, I'm up to the 3rd book now. So
Oh, are you?
yeah.
I think you said that before.
Yeah. I have this thing with reading where I know that if I have a lot to do, I can't read my fiction book because I will procrastinate so badly. And
Yeah.
I think that also falls into the ADHD.
Hyperfixation?
Hyperfixation.
I'm hyperfixed on that book.
Yeah.
I really struggle. I'm using it just 10 minutes of study and then 5 minutes of reading, 10 minutes of study. I need to bribe myself, but it's actually working because I just love the book.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my recommendation, this is not surprising at all. Sabrina Carpenter's new album.
Oh my God.
How
such a good
is it?
I literally, like, I'm not going to get sick of the songs, but I might because I just am not listening to anything. Oops. Hit the mic.
Oh, that's fine. No, that was like, I get that. That was me with when Torture Poets came out.
Oh, yes.
I rinsed that album, I think, until Sabrina's came out.
Same, actually.
I just couldn't stop.
It's so good.
So it's
What's
nice to
your
have
favourite
something
song?
new. Oh,
That's a hard one. There's a lot of
I really
goodies.
like Juno.
Me too. I
How
love
good?
and the sorry, the horny one.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that in Juno, though?
Yeah, but
They're
there's
all
another
horny.
one. It's
They're all so
that's
horny.
Sabrina Carpenter. That's her whole brand.
I didn't realise that Bed Chem was not Bad Chem. I thought it was...
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, we have really good Bad Chem? I don't get it.
No, it took me a while too. And taste, okay, this is probably getting a bit explicit, but it took me a while to click on what she meant by
Yes.
taste. Like, she'll taste, like, I was
Yes.
like, oh,
God, I love her. She's so unhinged.
I love it too. Like, actually, my boyfriend only knew about her because of the BBC controversy.
The outro
Yeah.
that she was doing.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, wasn't she in Big Trouble? I'm like, is that the only way you know her? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, oh my God, let me show you her music.
Yeah,
Love
when I
her.
saw her at the Eras tour, I was like, this is chef's kiss. This girl,
She's so
she's
cool.
the next thing. I'm telling
She
you.
is. The
I think that
blondies.
segues nicely into my bone to pick,
Do it.
which is people who shit on other people for liking basic things. What
yes.
the fuck? Let me enjoy my pop music.
Please.
Let me enjoy my gochi. Let me
Yes.
enjoy my matcha.
Yeah.
Let me enjoy Akatar. And why Unique isn't a not about it.
Literally. I think that's a good bone to pick because, yeah, like I remember going through high school and that was such a big thing. They're like,
Literally.
oh, that's so mainstream. Like everyone like likes that. That's so like uncool to like what everyone else likes.
As a Swiftie, since I was like 8 years old,
Yeah.
that was like the one thing I was bullied for so much.
Really?
Yes, in high school because it was so uncool to like Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
And-
Even now, something. Yeah.
Well, I feel like now it's
Probably opposite, maybe.
the opposite. Like,
But some people get really into not liking Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Like saying she's overrated. Like people get hardcore into it.
people are so angry about it. Like, shut up. Let
Yeah,
me
why?
enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm not hurting anyone. But yeah, that's my bone to pick.
Yes, I like that.
Have you got one?
Well, my bone to pick was people who hate on Taylor Swift.
Oh my God.
But I'll choose another one.
No, I could talk about that all day. Let's make an episode about that.
Yeah, let's do it. Why do you not like her? Like
I understand not enjoying
music.
the style of music
Yeah.
and maybe not enjoying her personality
I don't
for whatever
understand
reason. But yeah, kind of. But I don't understand why people feel the need to sit there and when I say I like something, rant at me for 20 minutes about how
Yeah.
much you hate it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care.
No.
Probably nobody knows, but I uploaded a TikTok and I don't use TikTok. But I uploaded a TikTok after I went to the concert and it has like 600,000 views on TikTok now.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's so many.
But with
600,000.
that amount of views comes the most horrible people you could imagine in the comment section.
Really?
Just-
On your video casing?
yes, people are horrible.
I'm going to open it up.
I literally had to
need to
start
see.
like filtering them out to
Really?
remove the hate comments because I went to 2 shows
Yeah.
and that really that upset a lot of people on the internet.
So what kind of hate comments? What did they say?
People were like, why the fuck would you spend $1,200 to go to a concert?
Oh my
All
God.
this stuff. Like,
People spend $1,200 on way worse things.
people spend $1,200 on alcohol for a weekend sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Come off it. I ended up deleting a few, but there was this one guy being like, what are you complaining about? I was like, I'm not complaining about anything.
Yeah, it's
I
just a
don't understand.
comparison. Yeah, your video is like comparing your seats, isn't it?
Yeah.
Your 1,500 view versus your $80 view, which both are fucking fantastic.
Yeah. Greatest time ever.
No matter where you sit, you're in for a good night.
People are just so mean.
That's so weird. People just, I don't know what it is about being on social media. People just like are keyboard warriors. Like for like, I mean, sometimes it's kind of cool to share different perspectives and opinions, but sometimes it's just like downright like trolling and it's just like, why?
Yeah, it's like the whole rage bait thing that
Yeah.
is going on
Yeah.
at the moment.
Yeah.
I get it, but
I don't. Like, that's just, why be mean? Why purposely be mean?
It's my money. Let me spend it how I want. So,
Let a girl enjoy Taylor Swift.
Exactly. Let a girl enjoy basic things. That is the overarching episode message.
When I was a teenager, I tried to force myself to like music that I didn't like purely because of that.
To like fit in.
Yeah. Actually, this is a bit TMI. I had a boyfriend who was into jazz music. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I should share this. Anyway, he would be like, oh, pop music is so basic and it's just like boring, which I guess as a jazz musician, probably like you're interested in the chords and the music, and I guess I could understand. But like, you don't need to shit on other types of music just because you're really into one type of music. And I would be feeling so like guilty. Oh yeah, I like Paramore, but I don't want to tell you because you're going to judge the fuck out of me.
Yes.
Anyway.
That was literally me in high school though. Like, I think I got to grade 10 or something and I was going through like my emo phase.
Yeah.
And I would deny black and white. Like, I do not like pop music. That's the worst. Just because everyone else is saying it.
Yeah.
And I was like, no one's going to want to be my friend if they know I listen to Taylor Swift. Anyway, messages. Let a girl enjoy her stuff.
Yeah. Don't dig the basic stuff. Like, basic.
It's basic for a reason because it's fucking good.
You know what they say? Keep it simple, stupid. Like, they say that for a reason.
Exactly. I'm here for it.
Simple as bon
Chef's
appetit.
Kiss.
Delicious.
We love our simple girl stuff. Anyway, beautiful.
Nice chat.
We've just spoken for 13 minutes about how much we just enjoy our things. So yeah.
Love
We're
that.
very passionate about it. You couldn't tell. But yeah, back to the actual content of this episode. It's a loaded one. I'll tell my story with my ADHD journey and then Faith can go on to hers. There's a lot of overlap between our journeys, which is nice and you'll see. But yeah, I guess we'll get into that now.
So Casey, where did your journey for your ADHD begin?
It's such a hard question to ask because it feels like my whole life I always felt like there was something wrong with me. Like I could be in a crowded room with all my friends and just feel like there was something different about me, and I could never pinpoint what it was.
Yep.
All through primary school, I really struggled with getting things done on time, struggled with time management. I was a very emotional child. I would get very upset very easily about little things. A great student though. Grades were never an issue for me. Behavior was never really an issue for me either. It was more so like the pressure that I had put on myself. Felt like I couldn't get a grip. Yeah. And I went
like internally.
Yes, I couldn't get a grasp on anything that I was doing. Yeah. And I feel like I was just burning myself out constantly, trying to live in a world that maybe wasn't adapted to me. Yeah. And what I needed. Yeah. But it wasn't until I started uni, so I would have been 22, 23, where I was like, man, like, I'm struggling a lot more than I think I should be. And I don't know if it's because I haven't been to school in a long time. And it just made me start thinking about back to high school where I would be doing my assignments the morning that they were due, where I had to hand them in, where I would corrupt files on purpose to get an extra amount of time. Like, I would do anything I could to squeeze out extra time because I just couldn't get myself to sit down and do my work.
Yeah, it's so hard when you don't know what it is, and when you don't have that education of what it could be, it just results in the lowered self-esteem.
Yes, I'm like, am I just really lazy? Why can't I get it together? Yeah. And it just, it really spiraled the mental health of not feeling good enough and wondering what is wrong with me. Yeah. So when I was starting uni, I was really, really struggling. And I suppose I had a lot more going on in my life at the time. But it was around the time where TikTok was really booming with female ADHD. Yeah. And I think I watched one video, read the comments, led to the algorithm just fully picking it up. And I was invested. I was like, holy shit. Could it be? Yeah. Could it be? And then I randomly, like, one of my friends was working at a psychology clinic at the time, and she told me about one of the tests that they frequently use. So I think she actually ended up sending me the link, and I was doing it in bed that night. And the score came up quite high, and I was like, oh, shit.
Like an online self-diagnosis kind of vibe
Yeah,
test.
not like more so to see if you should look at getting a diagnosis. Yeah. So I was like, oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And how old were you at this stage?
Probably 22.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was once I'd already started uni. Yeah. I had never thought in my wildest dreams that ADHD was something that I could have, because I am someone who always made it look like I had my shit together. Inside it was just a shitstorm. Like horrifically chaotic.
Yeah.
But always kind of pulled it together in a nice little bow to present to people.
That's such a big thing, hey?
Yeah. And I realized that's such a, like a masking thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, this isn't normal. People don't do this when they are neurotypical.
Yeah.
Which I guess the stigma around like autism and ADHD was something I was just so embarrassed about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually ended up doing a bit of research into some psychologists, psychiatrists in the area, and I found one, had an appointment, ran through, did all the paperwork. I literally remember having to do the paperwork the night before my appointment because I forgot about it.
That should be a question on the questionnaire. When did you do this?
Literally. Like if you are someone who has ADHD or is in the process of being diagnosed, you will know the amount of paperwork they give you. The irony of it is ridiculous. So yeah, I ended up doing that, having a few appointments. Long story short, got diagnosed very quickly.
Yeah.
Became a very evident thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, here we are now.
Here we are. So how long did the process take from thinking I could have ADHD to like diagnosis?
Well, I got my diagnosis in February last year.
Yeah.
Or January last year. So I was almost 24.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have been 22. So
Oh,
about
wow.
2 years from when I first had the thought to actually getting the diagnosis. Mind you, the irony of that is a lot of the time was spent procrastinating the fact that I should probably go to my GP and get a referral.
Yeah.
And then also within that was the denial, or is this going to change what people think about me?
Was that hard for you to do? Because I agree. Like, I feel like there's so much stigma. And it's like even some people don't believe it exists. Like you hear the I guess, narrative of like people like doctors like to put labels on things. Like, so was it hard for you to like actually go and do it because of, I guess, all of that?
It was hard. And I think especially because there was so much of it on social media, it almost felt like I was following a trend.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of shame about that.
Yeah.
Because I was then kind of gaslighting myself and diminishing like the traits and the things that I was struggling with and reducing it to, no, you're only thinking that because you've seen it online.
Yeah.
It can't be.
So that's so relatable. Yeah. I even feel like that now.
Same. It's the imposter syndrome
of your own thing. Like,
yeah, which is ridiculous
so
because
strange.
Why do I feel that way?
Yeah.
It's so silly. But yeah, I just remember reading the comments on all these TikTok videos of, oh, everyone has ADHD these days. So it was a lot of shame that came with it. I was happy to have received the diagnosis because it meant that I could move forward.
Yeah.
But it still like gave me a lot of guilt and shame and like, what are people going to think of me? I literally do have something like quote unquote wrong with me.
It's actually a disability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it just, I don't know. For something that consumed my whole life and never knowing that there could possibly be something up with me. And my parents never picked it up. But my brother had, like he's got a little bit going on with, like ADHD, like some spectrum.
Neurodivergence.
Yeah. So a lot of the focus is on that, but I guess boys present so differently. But when my mum came to my second appointment with me, I remember us driving home and she was like, oh my God, I feel so guilty because I thought that was normal because my mum's the exact same. Yeah. So it's just that kind of generational thing of there can't be anything wrong with us. We're fine.
That's such a big thing, and especially for girls because it like can present so much different because of how we internalize and mask.
Yes. Which is just crazy. And I'm really glad to have gotten an answer and it's filled my cup a lot. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I know myself a lot better. I know how to adapt my life better now. But yeah, it was definitely a long journey to get there. But yeah.
Here we are.
Here we are, onwards and upwards. So
sitting on your couch talking about ADHD on our podcast.
Literally. I said to Faith a couple weeks ago because we were recording sitting at a table and I was just really struggling with getting my words out. I was feeling a bit uncomfortable, very fidgety, and I had to admit to myself, okay, this doesn't work for me and that's okay. Yeah. Like I need to modify my surroundings to work for me. So I feel like
that's such a big, what you just said is such a big thing with like ADHD, realizing you have it. Instead of brute forcing your way through things, like making yourself accommodations, I guess it's.
Yes.
And learning what your accommodations are.
Yeah, which is a lot of trial and error, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is definitely a big one. Like
Yeah.
having a quiet space, feeling comfortable. But yeah, I guess that's my story.
Yeah.
Very long story short, tied up into a little bow.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's me.
And here we are.
Here we are.
Well, thanks for sharing.
Oh, thank you. What about you? How's your journey been?
Well, my journey started, this is actually really funny. It was before it was all over Instagram, TikTok, etc. And I remember, I think it may have even been before I started this degree or after my first semester maybe. And it was like late at night and I was procrastinating doing an assignment. And I started looking at YouTube videos thinking to myself, I'll watch it while I kind of do some work to kind of keep me going. Oh, didn't work, obviously. Anyway, and there was this video on the corner of the screen and it says, do you have ADHD? Watch this. And I was like, I don't have ADHD. I definitely don't. I know what it kind of looks like. It's like that crazy boy. And I don't know, something just drew me to that video, I think, because she had red hair and I also have red hair. She looked kind of cute. And so I clicked on it and then I watched this video and I literally started sobbing and crying because every single thing that I had struggled with my whole life was in this video. And I was like, what the fuck? I think I definitely have ADHD after watching that video. Like, well, it wasn't like definitely, but like after watching that video, I was like pretty convinced. And then that just led me to like Googling and I was like, I don't know, I can't explain to you. Like it was just at my core. I'm like, whoa.
You just have that feeling, like,
I know. Like, I'm happy to be proven wrong, but just everything that I've struggled with since I was a child, like what you're talking about, like I remember being a kid thinking I was the weird one, I never fit in, even though other people would look at me and think she's fine, in my head, just never did.
Oh, and leaving social events and just overthinking every single thing that you did or said. Did my face match my words?
Yeah.
Did I say something I shouldn't have? Did I misread their social cues?
Yeah. And I was always the kid, like they would always say, Faith is a pleasure to teach, we love her. But did I pay attention? I specifically remember being in class, never listening, always looking outside the window at the crows. And that's all I remember about that class.
I literally remember like a similar thing. I would for hours of the day look out the window and you know how you can kind of see the clouds moving?
Yes.
I would be so fixated on the fucking clouds.
Yeah.
And just counting how long it would take for the clouds to go from one side of the window to the other.
Yeah.
And just completely zone out. No idea what's going on.
Me too.
I feel so validated. So validated.
Like my whole child, and it's just like, they're like, she's fine, there's nothing wrong, like we love having her in here, she's so like polite, nice, but they don't understand that was there anything going into this brain? Hell no. I remember like they would ask, like they would point to somebody and be like, you tell the time, look at the clock and tell the time, because we're at an age where we're learning that. I could never do it. Like I had such like trouble with like learning and just all those kinds of things that was never picked up because I was that nice little girl that is quite polite, friendly. Yeah, never
like I'm quiet because there's so much going on up here.
Oh, so much.
So much.
Like the whole like, you know, when you're reading and, you know, you read a sentence each, I would count them. I'll be freaking out, panicking. I could feel my heart beating in my throat.
And you're not paying a single inch of attention to what's being read. You're worried about when it gets to your turn. Are you reading the right line? Yeah.
Or like when they call out your name and you're like freaking out. You're like, how do I say it? How do I say it? And then they call your name. You're like, yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's just funny when you like find like the education about it and then you look back at your childhood and
everything
you're like,
makes
oh my
sense.
God.
Yeah.
And I guess I have a bit of a like I don't know, like traumatic childhood, so I feel like it like was very easily missed.
Yeah.
Easily missed, and also like that type of thing where it's very like internalized with girls and we masked and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, same thing, and it took quite a few years and I had quite a few friends around me who were getting diagnosed. You, Casey, that's kind of a bit about how we met, because Casey was like at uni and we're talking and you told me that you had ADHD or were getting tested.
Yeah, I think you were like, it was before an exam or something and you just mentioned it in passing. I was like, you should get tested. You should look at getting tested. And you were like, oh, I don't even know where to start with that. And I told you exactly how I went through it. And
yeah. Because that's the thing. Like I had no idea how to go about, like, what do you do? Like, where do you go? Like, I had no idea how to find things out.
Literally. It's very inaccessible for people who struggle with the symptoms of ADHD.
Yeah.
It's just, it's a horrible loop.
If anyone wants to know, you have to get a referral from your GP
Yes.
to a psychiatrist, and you have to tell them which psychiatrist, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, like you can choose or allocate a psychiatrist that you're interested in, you think you align with, and take it to your doctor.
Okay.
Or your doctor can choose someone for you.
Okay.
Where we, like Faith and I went through the same place.
We did.
So
I was like, Casey went there, I'm going there too.
Yeah, it was very a quick turnaround in terms of like waiting times. It was one of
Compared
the
to other
lowest
ones.
in Brisbane, and also the price was a lot nicer.
Yeah.
If you are interested, like feel free to DM us and we can point you in some directions if you're interested. But
yeah,
it was kind of GP referral, follow that through to the psychiatrist place, wait for your appointment. You kind of do a few bits of paperwork before your appointment.
Yeah.
Then I had my first appointment, kind of chatting about it.
Yeah.
Then what came next? After the first appointment, they wanted like report cards and stuff.
Yeah, they did.
Which was a big issue for
That
me
was hard.
because I'm pretty sure my mum gave me all of my school stuff once I moved out of home, and I'm certain I threw it away.
Me too.
Because
I think I had like 2.
Yeah.
From high school, which they needed the primary school ones.
Yeah, and if you didn't know, like to be diagnosed with ADHD as an adult, it has to have been present in your childhood.
Yeah.
Which
you don't just get ADHD when you're older. Like obviously it's a fast-paced world and lots of people can have symptoms that are maybe similar to ADHD, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe your symptoms present themselves a bit stronger as you get into adulthood, because if you like haven't had any coping mechanisms around you.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was really hard because I was like, oh no, where are all my childhood reports? Where is everything? But it all worked out fine. No, I didn't. I explained to him and he was like, oh, okay. I see.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So my mum came along and kind of helped with that. But
yeah. It's hard. Yeah, I remember like my report card. I had this math teacher and he said to me in high school, he said, and I think it was on my report card, but not this specific sentence. He said, Faith, you don't do any work. You don't pay any attention. All you do in class is mind sleep.
That checks out.
That checks out. Yeah, so funny. And I've always done all of my assignments all throughout like any school till the last minute.
Mm-hmm. Same.
No other way.
Even to the point of like straight up not doing them and failing because I can't get my shit together.
Yeah. I've done that. Like I remember in high school there was a time that I felt really bad. I just couldn't do it. Mm-hmm. Like that's the whole thing with ADHD. It just seems so simple and it just seems like just do it. I literally just couldn't make myself do it.
Same.
And then I had the teacher come up to me because like, you know, I was that nice, polite student. I kind of was very involved in school a bit like too much, hyperfixated on school. And she was like, is there something going on, Faith? Do you need like some special consideration? And I just didn't understand what was happening to me. Like not to me, but like in my brain. And I was like, no, like, I don't know. And I just had to take the fail. But I wish I had that education back then because it would have helped. Yeah.
I remember like we both went to school in Queensland.
Yep.
So it was like the OP system in high school.
OP.
I was on track to get a very, very good OP.
Were you?
It was like a 1 to 3, which is the highest range.
That's mad. That's crazy.
Yeah. And it was the issue of me being such a bright student but not being able to actually complete my work on time. And that consumed me so much that I actually ended up dropping out of OP. Like I didn't want to sit the test because I was so panicked that I was going to go blank and screw everything up for myself. I ended up dropping that, ended up just getting a rank, and I never handed in any of my final year 12 assessments.
Really?
I still graduated.
Good.
But there were like 4 units where I just was like, I can't do this. I can't do it.
I did that I've done that actually. I think it was in grade 12 too.
Yeah.
Because I think grade 11, that's where you kind of step up. Then grade 12 is like continuing and it's like so much harder because you have to just keep going.
Yes.
I actually think I had the exact same thing. Even though like I actually was really bad in school, I would kind of fail, and then grade 11 came and I started doing really well. And then it went down again after that.
It's like the pressure of being a good student and knowing that like maybe you don't deserve to be seen as a good student because you're not putting in the same amount of effort as these other people who are getting great grades.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had a lot of guilt with that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I had a lot of friends that would be like, that's not fair. Like, how are you doing your assessments the day of or a day late and getting away with it and getting good grades? I don't know. Like, I can't explain it.
Yeah.
It's just, it's the way I'm built.
Yeah. Let's just say my mental health is a bit fucked.
Yeah.
That's how. I didn't sleep last night. I'm on 4 coffees. I used to do that when I was in high school. That's
horrible. But yeah, anyway, I think we like went so off track in the middle of your story.
Oh yeah. That's pretty much my story. Like that, yeah, I guess probably talking. I think I just had a few different friends who went along like the road of getting diagnosed, and I was like, oh, like you can actually get help for this.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Other people do with this too?
Yeah. And I think like I had heaps of like, I just felt like I needed to try harder for ages. And that's why I felt like, yeah. So the whole thing of ADHD, I was like very excited about it. I was happy to be like wrong, but I was just very excited to have an explanation for my brain. Because I feel like just having education about things just helps you understand yourself. And it just takes so much of like, that like, I guess I got like quite a mean internal monologue.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very like mean to myself.
Self-critical.
Very self-critical. And so to have that education really helped me be a nicer human to my brain and to myself.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So that was quite healing, I think, for me.
Yeah.
Which has actually been a bit of a catch-22 because I get so excited and enthralled and hyper fixed on things. And when I went through the process and I did get diagnosed, I just like would talk to people about it because I'm like, I'm so excited. I like, I'm getting help. I'm understanding about my brain. Like, this is like crazy. And then I like slammed into the wall of like the stigma of it. Like, oh, you're not going to go on medication, are you? That's like, like speed. I'm like, okay, but.
Maybe for you, but for my brain, that calms that shit down.
Like, it helps me do my washings.
Yes.
Oh, my house has never been so clean.
Dead set. I'll take what I can bloody get.
I haven't brushed my teeth so much in my life.
Oh my God. Seriously. The ADHD girlies will know.
Yeah.
They will know. Given the nature of the episode, maybe we could share a few tips that have helped us. Maybe since being diagnosed and also things that we did before we were diagnosed that helped us manage
the
ADHD brain a little bit.
That's a good one. Well, actually this is probably my one tip that I'm currently riding the wave of. Getting out of bed is so hard for me. I've always struggled with getting out of bed. Snoozing my alarms and just getting out of bed. Anyway, my tip is, which took me ages to do this, like it took so long to just get it's like happening. It's putting my phone like in my bathroom. I've got an ensuite bathroom. And I will put it in there before I go to sleep. And then the alarm goes off. And so I literally have to get out of my bed to turn it off. And so that has helped me. Like, and at the start, I would just do that and then go back to bed. And then it would help me like get up a bit sooner.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously with medication, I would get up, have medication, go to bed. Yeah. And then eventually I moved on to putting it like outside of my room. So I had to walk out of my room.
You're upgrading.
Yeah.
Baby steps.
Yeah. I think that's the thing with habits. Like you can't make it too easy. You can't make it too hard. But then once you're getting used to it, you have to like up it a bit.
And that's also the thing with ADHD. Like once you get something new, you're so motivated to do it, it wears off. So you kind of have to gamify your life a little bit.
That's a good one. Yeah. Gamify your life.
Yeah, like kind of making little games and challenges with yourself. And once you kind of know sometimes when you're about to hit the cusp of getting bored of something.
Yeah.
Do a full 180. Switch that shit up. And then
it's like that thing with your muscles, like keep them guessing, you know.
Literally, I gotta keep this brain guessing because it is like
Yeah. I love that line, gamify your life.
Yep.
What a good tip.
I don't really have any examples of like...
I do.
Yeah? Okay, go.
Okay, so I love icy water. If I have a drink, it has to have full of ice. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I'm not going to drink it. That's how I drink water. Yeah, we're the same with that, aren't we? Ice lattes full of ice. Only way. But I really struggle with filling up my bloody ice tray. Yes. And it's always empty. So my tip is, and my boyfriend literally hates this so much, I have to take out my ice tray, leave the freezer open. So it's like creating a sense of urgency. Like I need to close that quickly. And I think the fact that my boyfriend hates me doing that makes me do it more because I'm like, oh shit, he's going to get angry at me.
Yeah.
Quick, go, fill it up. Fill it up. Quick, run, put it back.
Yes.
Close it. Babe, you did it. Yeah, I'm nearly done. Close it. I've done it. Woo.
The completion, the dopamine.
Yeah. So I create senses of urgency in my life.
Oh,
yeah. Which that's a good one, but sometimes it's not good. But anyway.
I'm just horrible with like, for example, like if we're following the water trend.
Yeah.
This sounds batshit crazy and so stupid. I have had the same Frank Green for ages.
Yes.
For years.
You inspired me to buy one.
Yeah, we love it.
$60 fucking.
Sorry.
It was great. I'm happy with the purchase.
I left it in the car one day.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. It's still in my car.
Oh, no.
Am I going to drink out of that water bottle ever again? Probably not.
Will it stay in your car forever?
It probably might die there. But now I'm drinking out of a different water bottle. Yeah. And I'm so motivated to drink water because it's new. It's not new in the sense of like I bought it, but it's just new in my rotation. Yeah. It's just another bottle we've had here. So stupid and weird the way
our brains work.
Like, I don't know why I can't just pick that water bottle up out of my car, bring it upstairs, wash it and fill it up again.
Yeah.
But something about it, I'm like, oh, that's old news. I don't want anything to do with it. I don't know. Yeah. If anyone else relates to that,
I relate to that. There's heaps of stuff where I have something and it's like so simple. Like just go, I have to tell my boyfriend when I wash my car, I'm like, babe, I need to wash my car and fill it up. Can we go together and get dinner? Because then he'll come with me and I'll like go through the car wash, fill up my car and then we'll get dinner. Do it all at once.
Yeah.
Like habit stack.
Smart girl.
Yeah.
That's sometimes how I've got to get myself to the gym because I like to go to the gym then do my groceries.
Yep.
So I'm like, okay, well, if I'm doing groceries, I need to get up and go to the gym because then I'm already moving and active and then I'm in the mood to continue that like role of getting shit done.
Yeah, it's like that, what's that thing with like, don't stop moving? Like something in motion.
Yeah, like what's in motion stays in motion.
Yeah.
Isn't that like Newton's law or something?
What? Yeah, Newton's law?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
science.
Science. We study science, but we don't know that science. We know nutrition science. Anyway.
Not the basics.
Anyway.
Body doubling, habit stacking, gamifying your life.
That's actually, like, gamifying your life is kind of habit stacking. Like,
yeah.
I do the same thing. Like, so Woolworths does this thing now where you can click and collect. And if you pay $5, they'll have it done within 1 hour.
That's so good.
And for me, that's worth it. And so I go to the gym and I drive. My gym is a 5-minute walk. I don't need to be driving. But anyway, I drive there and then while I'm in my breaks and my sets, I will like order it and then I'll like go through my session. I do powerlifting. I have many breaks and I spend way too long there. So like by the time I order and by the time I'm ready to go, usually it's ready and then I'll drive home, pick up my groceries and go home. So I feel like it's the same vibe.
That's accommodating. You're accommodating your life around
that.
The ADHD chaos brain. Yeah. And it makes it work for you.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
It is.
Yeah.
But coming back on what would help me before being medicated, I think is educating yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big one.
Yeah.
Which is hard if you haven't connected the dots that ADHD could be a possibility and thinking that you're just lazy.
Yeah, it's hard. But also just like, even if you like don't have a diagnosis or obviously can't diagnose, well, you could like have an inkling or whatever. But even just like educating yourself that every brain is different. And that's okay.
That even goes back to the most basic thing of, are you an auditory learner? Are you a visual? Do you have to learn by doing things?
Which one are you?
I have to learn by doing. Yeah. I'm learning I'm kind of going into a new role at work at the moment, we have so many training modules that we can watch, but I just don't retain anything. No. Once I get there and I'm actually in motion doing the job and someone's showing me how to do it, it is like I've been doing it forever. Like I just pick it up so much quicker when doing it that way.
Yeah, so. Definitely.
Yeah.
For me, I think it depends. I think I'm really big at auditory, but I also have to do things. I think it will also depend on what it is.
Yeah. It's like if someone explains something to you and then shows you.
Yeah.
And you kind of can...
I think I have to be doing it at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because sometimes I can see everything happening. I'm like, yep, don't get it. I think I'm slow processing. Maybe that's a part of ADHD.
Same. Delayed.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like if you're saying something to me I'm so focused on not forgetting what you've said that anything more that you're saying, it's just over my head.
Yeah. Like, I have a personal trainer and, like, bless his soul, the amount of times he's explained the same thing to me again and again. And I'm just like, I think you explained this to me last week and I don't think I got it, but I do now. Thank you.
It's in here.
It's in here. It'll get there eventually. And even just jokes, like sometimes you will laugh and everyone's finished laughing. And then you actually found it really funny that you can't stop laughing and everyone's like looking at you like, what the fuck? It's not funny anymore.
It's like, sorry, it clicked for me 5 minutes after you said it.
I actually get so embarrassed about that.
Or it's like when you say, sorry, what was that? When you're talking and then they re-explain, you're like, oh, never mind. It's like, come to me now. So silly.
Yeah. Anyway, there are our tips.
That's our tips. I think that wraps up the ADHD episode.
Yeah.
Hope you've been enthralled by our exceptional storytelling ability.
Thank you for being here and listening to our second episode.
Yes,
Yay.
Thank you for being here. It means so much to us. If you'd like to give us a follow on Instagram, we are there at Undone Club. Faith's personal Instagram is at Wholesome with Faith.
And Casey's one is at Dietitian Casey.
So we'd love to have you in our corner. Come join the club. If you could also download our podcast wherever you're listening, leave us a review, share with a friend, get the word out there. It would mean the world to us. Stay undone, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
With a little, I can't say the word chakarootie.
Well, now you know. It's charcuterie board.
Charcuterie board. This podcast was recorded on Turrbal and Jaguar lands. We pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. Always was and always will be.